My parents are from Ghana. My brother, he's the first to go to college in our family, and I guess I'm following in his footsteps. My name is Hillary Amofa. I'm 18 years old. I'm a senior at Lincoln Park High School, and I'm applying to colleges right now. The biggest thing that I was kind of confused on was like if I was allowed to talk about certain things, or like if I would be like penalized if I included certain aspects of like my identity in my statement.
When the Supreme Court ended affirmative action in higher education, it left the college essay as one of the few places where race could still play a role in admissions decisions. Students of color have felt the added pressure of writing about hardships related to identity, facing essay questions that prompt them to reflect on obstacles, challenges, or failures in their lives.
There's like a feeling of having to like go through like something so horrible to feel worthy of like going to college. I would just find myself just kind of like trauma dumping, and I'm just like, this doesn't really like say anything about me as a person.
I'm Max Decker, I'm 17 years old, I go to Lincoln High School, and my mantra is, I will always be better than I was yesterday.
The more I've like gotten into applying to colleges, and that was all after the Supreme Court case, the more I realized like this system is just not for me. I mean, I didn't even know what applying to college looked like because no one in my family has had access to that before. There's a lot more to affirmative action than just, the extra point that people keep trying to, say it is.
All right, so hello everyone, we're Word is Bond. We're a leadership program for young black men out here in the Portland area. And
I would say I didn't even really understand my race very well until I joined Word is Bond and understood the power of like black excellence and being able to see black role models, being able to see biracial role models, just being able to put myself in spaces that I'd never seen myself.
We want a room with like a board.
Students like Hillary and Max found themselves scrapping the essays they originally wrote and then rewriting to highlight their racial identities.
My essay at first was about video games, how that was like one of the only constants in my life growing up, having so much change around me. And then basically after that decision came out, we were like, getting into school is going to be even harder than it was before. It made me think, okay, I have to somehow include my race in here because I want to have my whole self considered.
Jalen, nice to meet you, I'm Max.
So my essay changed from video games to a leadership trip I took with Word is Bond DC. I still think it's really powerful, but it only says so much about me because I had to cram even more information in there.
Every time I asked a question,
it felt true to myself, but the difference between that and like my other essay was the fact that it wasn't the truth that I necessarily wanted to share.
So I wrote about my relationship with my hair and then how that's helped me like acquire the skills I have now, like leadership, organization, stuff like that.
I'm like trying to decide what I want my next hairstyle to be.
I do hair. I like started like my own hair business.
It was my friend's idea to start the page.
My grandma used to do my hair, like she'd do like different styles and stuff. And so I remember she would like do like an afro for me, and like I remember this one time a bunch of like boys, they just came to my table, like just kind of ganged up on me and then turned the computers around, and it was like pictures of like broccoli or like trees and stuff, kind of being like, oh, like your hair looks like broccoli, or like your hair looks bad and stuff. So I would go home and I'd tell my grandma what happened, like she'd give me a new hairstyle. I'd come back and it'd be like, your hair looks like this. And I guess finally I was just like, they're never gonna like your hair, so it's just like, do what makes you happy.
Even with affirmative action, these schools are all still predominantly white institutions, so now that they're removing affirmative action, what are these schools even gonna look like?
That's like the main thing I've been thinking about, especially with my decision. I already went through like being the only person of color, only black person. It was hard enough, but then like thinking about like going to college where like I don't have my family, I don't have like my second community to fall back on. And I guess that's what I'm nervous about, like going, just feeling like so isolated, even though like I'm constantly around people. I have like a lot more to like consider right now with like where I'm going to school, like what I'm writing about. Not that it's like easier for white students, but it's just like, it's less to think about.